All right, guys, welcome back to Beautiful Mind today. Thank you to all my viewers and subscribers and everyone that sends messages out to me, hitting me up, emailing me. Love all your questions. And I try to answer them as quickly as I can and fully as I can. I get overwhelmed with quite a few messages. So if it takes me a while to get back to you, just please forgive me. I will be, or I am working on answering your questions. So thank you for that. Also, this segment today, we're just going to kind of break away from our Bitcoin tradition, and I have another request from Georgi Nikolov. Hopefully, I said that correctly. He has a great question. He wanted to know about Hedera. It has a very short lifespan right now. It's 4.5 years. We're going to go and tear this chart apart, and we're going to find you some things that you can look at in the future and how you can ascertain when we can expect tops and bottoms. All right, let's just dive right in. So on this chart here, this is a classic. This is a classic maneuver that typically happens in trading houses and whatnot. I went to go write my stock certificate in 2003. I was doing night courses, much like Mr. Gann, and I did really well. However, I didn't write my exam as I didn't sign the non disclosure agreement that everyone has to sign to work for a trading firm. And the reason that is because this is a classic maneuver what trading firms do. And I'm all about full disclosure. I don't like this non disclosure business, makes me really nervous. So stock houses, what they'll do is they'll phone you up, tell you buy this stock, and then they'll short your entire position and run you right out. And if you get the balls to sue them, it's okay. That trading house has billions of dollars to back it up. They can fight you left, right, and center. Okay, that's my little rant over. Let's go take a look at Hedera. Okay, so looking at Hedera, we found some things here so that we're going to use our measuring bar. I've probably told you guys about this measuring bar is probably one of the most best tools. Okay, so from the beginning of this manipulation to the breakout in this channel was 462 days. So that's interesting. Let's first now go really take a look at our major bottom. And note that this here and this here is now our sine wave, even though we crested up and made these tops here, which we're going to discuss. From here, we're going to go out and look at our typical cycle. So going out 180 days, we started to get active here to make our next top here at 200. What's very interesting is what happens after 1 year or 360 degrees or days. Okay? So here's our sine wave now on our time count. From our bottom, we ran through, made a bottom, and then we went into this really violent move up. All right, so from here, let's go measure again. So 180 days out, we have a bottom come in. And we have our tumultuous top come in around the very same times as we did back here. Okay? So moving forward now, where would we expect our last top to be? Or our cycle top? That's right, 360 days, right? And it's right here. So again, this confirms again our sine wave, as we were discussing earlier. Okay, so let's just keep going. We got a lot to talk about here. This might be a really long tutorial, so get comfy, grab a coffee or whatever, and get settled. Moving out further again, when we come out 180 days, you can see that we had landed again at our bottom. Okay? It wasn't our total bottom, but 180 days later, we had seeked the bottom. Well, that's interesting. Let's continue to go out and see what we can see at the end of our cycle. Oh, here we go again into this 200 period. We have our top again. Huh, interesting. So I wonder what 360 days will bring us. Oh, well, what do you know? Right? Cycle top, cycle bottom again. It's our 360 days. All right, well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves right now. Let's just continue on. Let's see what else we can find. Doesn't want to give me my measuring tool. Oh. So, moving from our now cycle bottom here. Sorry, I'm swinging that around, guys. Where did we find at 180? Well, here we go again. We've got this bottom of our channel. Okay. Okay, so let's see what this 200 and whatever does again. Oh my goodness, look. Look, guys, here's this top right here. It's right there again, right in the same time frames. All right, okay. Well, let's just go see what 360 or one cycle will bring us. All right, there you go. There's your top again. So you can see how easy to forecast these tops and bottoms can be once we just quietly take a look at it from a logical and sensible perspective. Well, let's now just go ahead and let's move forward in time and let's just see what we can maybe expect moving forward. So from our 360 here now, we start off again. And at 180 days, that would bring us into June. And, probably get a higher bottom somewhere around on this gold trend line here. Doesn't have to be. It's just speculation at this point. However, I do feel that our very first top is going to come in around this April 14th, 10th to the 14th, somewhere around there. And you will most likely see your first top at around this 10 and 11 cents here, or even 9. I mean, we're going to come up and push up against this. It's going to show us some strength. Moving forward to that, we were talking about our 180 days where we could possibly see something, again, sit back on this 11 cents or maybe up here, somewhere around in here, most likely. Moving out, we would also see another interim top take place in August, as I told you in previous tutorials to watch August, as there's a lot of really big things happening there. Mars is going to crash right into to Jupiter, and they always have a big top around there. So we're watching for that one to come out. So if you don't have any forecasts from me, consider looking at them after you see what's happening this year with everything that I've been saying. Make sure you write down everything I say and keep it. Okay, moving forward from that now, we'd be running out now the rest of the year's cycle here at our 365 days. What would that look like for us? At a minimum, I would expect Hedera, hopefully I said that right, to be, you know, it's possible we could be up around this area here, and we could certainly be pushing into this area. Absolutely. And we'll go consult the square 9 in a few minutes. Just because I have this pitchfork up like this doesn't necessarily mean that the asset will stay inside of that. This is just a tool and a yardstick that we would use. So, probably one of the most important tools that I use is this measuring tool that we're doing. If you don't have a square 9 like me, or to look into the future at these things, this square is really important. I've talked about this in many of my tutorials before. These middle bars and lines here of the square, dividing the square into 4 equal parts, is very important for levels to be achieved in height, as well as what we can expect moving forward, forecasting using the center line of this bar and running our square out. We would know where tops and bottoms can take place. Let's just quickly go look at that from what I'm talking about, and then you'll understand what I mean. Okay. So at first, this is our sine wave right here. I know that this blue bar goes way up here, really high. That's just a volume bar. The asset actually made it up to here. So in that here, we're talking about this middle bar now in the blue, right? Dividing the square in half. Okay, so let's just watch really carefully here. So the middle bar now, right? It's on our top here, right? Okay, that's interesting. Well, what's going on here? It's forecast the next top. Okay, that's a bit of a gold bar. I kind of dropped on your toe there. So that's interesting, right? Like, what else could we see from this? What happens if we take this middle bar now and we run it out to our bottoms? What happens? Well, here's our main swing bottom back, right? Is it going to forecast our next top? Sure does. Right here. This last top before it gets tumultuous and we have a super fall off. Well, I wonder what the middle bar is going to look like when it gets to the bottoms. Will we find our bottoms? Certainly. Look, middle bar's found the bottoms here. What did we find? That's right, the bottoms. All right. So let's just, oops, sorry about that. Let's just, let's go take a look at that again. Let's just, you know, just going to keep moving forward, right? That's what we do. So we're going to bring our middle bar up. So this is where we got to. Okay, well, let's bring it up to, miss that top here, eh? Well, not really. The middle bar caught it in this section right here. All right, so let's just move ahead. Doesn't mean it has to be a top every time or a bottom. But look here. Here are these swing bottoms. Our middle bar's coming in, and what do we got? Swing bottoms. Okay, let's just kind of keep moving. No big deal. Oh, look at that. Here's a series of our last swing tops here, right here. Watch what happens when our middle bar is hitting that section. Well, what are we getting? Right? What do we got? This. Right here. Right here. All this. Okay, that's interesting. Doesn't mean that, has to be a top and a bottom, but it's sure working out not bad. Oh, look at that. Another bottom right on our spike bottom here. See that right here? Look at that. Bottom. All right. What's happening next? Well, we got another top area in here. Oh, look at that. Our bars touch that, and let's see. See? Look. Okay. Well, doesn't necessarily mean it has to be this way every time. We're just using this as look at that. Another bottom? Hmm. I wonder if this is going to be a short-lived top right here before we have another pullback, right? And I'm saying into April we could have some weird little top. There's something right in here where it comes back up from this. So let's take a look at that, right? Some sort of swing up and then a bottom, right? Sometime into this May and then a fake out. We got some sort of fake out into this June period and a major, major pullback into July and September it's showing here. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's has to be because this is a bottom here and this bar hits that doesn't mean that that's going to be a bottom out here. Okay. Could be a higher bottom. But I'm thinking that this August and September, when Mars slams right into Jupiter, I think a lot of the energy is going to be arrested out of it. However, I think we'll be getting a pullback. And by November and into December, we're going to be having a series of tops out into that January and that February period right here and March. And that's going out into 2025 now. Okay, so we've used the tool to do a few little forecasting things. And I want you to pay attention to how this tool can really help you. Because not having a square, this measuring tool can do a lot of the things. Okay, so we've gone over our measuring tool. We understand our sine wave now. So let's go now consult our square. And let's see what the square has to say to us about this asset. Okay, so our sine waves, well, we'll go talk about this right now. So our first major sine wave brings us right into here and here, as we've been discussing. So we're right down to like 1 cent. So what would 1 cent represent? Well, the center. All right. So there's our 1 cent. And then we have our, right? We have our fake out top. And that looks to be at, I think that's 34 or 36. Let's just leave that so we can see. Okay, so directly above it here is 36, right here. So just, we note that. And that everywhere from 31 to this area, this asset is also vibrating. Let's go take a look at our next big swing tops because they're going to help us to determine some more price levels. All right, let's take a look at the first one. Moving up, this one right here, I believe, is at 45. I think that was what it was. It is, it's 45. So you can see from 36, 45 is on the opposite side, right? We just flipped right down. All right. Well, what's our next major top? Where would that vibrate and come in? Well, that one, it says, is 58. Well, 58 is again opposite again and vibrating above our 31 to our 36. So there's our top right there. So this is how numbers correlate with each other. and we can find sequences in the way that they move. And not to forget that these red lines that I have populated on this tool here, these are the 8 octaves of the year of time. If you're a musician, you'll understand that really well. But this is just the vibration that naturally occurs, and we need to watch out for this. William was always telling us in all his books and courses, and I own every single one, to watch out for these points, right? There's lots of other little things he's given us clue to watch out for. Okay, I kind of went off a little bit on that, on the square a little, but just thought I'd kind of tell you a little bit about it. So now we're going to just take a look. So from our 45 here, we swung all the way back right into here. And I'm just going to make this a little smaller so that I can actually see the price range. So we came into there, which is 13 cents. And really, I mean, we could say 15, but within this 13 to 15 cents area, we revibrated back to this area. Okay, well, that's interesting because, again, now that's opposite again at 13 here. And also, it's completely 100% opposite 15 right there. So that's indicating a place where we could buy. Major strength can be got there, right? So, and then from there, what did we do? 15, right? We spun all the way around and we came right up into this quadrant right here. We didn't quite hit 61. We got stopped at 58. But it squared out pretty much perfectly. So we'd be watching all these red points to see if it would just keep pushing up. But it didn't. It stopped right here. Got weak. That's our all-time high right now. So right now, that's where we would have to go to beat that so that we could move higher. And where would we move higher next to? Well, maybe we'd move to the opposite sides, 70. Maybe we would swing it all the way around to 92. But we'd certainly be watching all these points if we were to break above this top. And that's how we would find all these next price levels. So that's one way that we can utilize the square and find price levels. And of course, on this has the degrees and time. And like I was showing you with your measuring tool, I can figure out all these things ahead of time using this tool. And I can find tops and bottoms. And it's really not super difficult to do that. Okay, so moving forward now, this asset got very, very, very weak. And we could not break above these old tops here, right? Right in here. We came down and we retested it. And this 26 level here, it's showing it's a spot where we're going to have a lot of resistance. And moving forward, you'll note that our little channel here at the bottom, right? It's 9. See that? There's 25, right? So they're vibrating the same, okay? This is how we find these points. And then from this 9, well, what did we do? Well, we had a little Humpty Dumpty and we came all the way back down to 4, right? What's half of 9? 4.5, right there. There's our 4. Where's our next tops, right? Right up into here. Well, what's that? Well, it's right back to our 9 and 10 again, right? So we just vibrated all the way back. And then what happened to us? Huh? We came all the way down to what? Right? 6. We sat right on this, and this is where we vibrated our last bottom here now, guys. So what can we expect for our next break or top? Well, we'd naturally be moving around. 11 we have to get over, you know? Maybe this April here, this is going to be our 11. We're going to break out here. Maybe we might have a violent move up, push all the way up here. Maybe we come all the way around, slam right into 19 cents, you know? What would 19 cents look like? It would be the underbelly of these moves here. This would be a very logical point where we could see a lot of resistance and this asset hitting this. When could we expect that? Well, I'm telling you, by the end of this year, you know, November and December definitely, and January definitely, we'll be right into this 19 cents, you know. And here's this gold trend line from our old tops here. See these two? Right, and they crisscross right through here. So we got to break above this to start making our way up. Okay, guys, I hope that was awesome for you guys. And thank you for having me as a guest. I try to answer all the requests I have in emails and texts and stuff. And I get a lot. So, again, I apologize if it takes me a day or two to get back to you on your request or your question. Anyways, peace and love, guys. Thanks for having me as a guest. I look forward to having you again. And go hit me up. This is my website, Indepth Enterprises, and yeah, I sell all these things. In-person workshops. We have an in-person workshop coming up here, and it's March 6th. It's in Cancun at the Beachscape Kin Ha Villas. I'll be there from the 3rd to the 9th, and we're going to be holding a course. So, be really good. If you want to sign up to that, just hit these my PayPal links. I'll leave a PayPal link in the description below, and you can then go check it out and have a look at the stuff. Okay, guys, peace and love. Safe trading out there. Just watch out. There's a lot of volatility this next couple of years.